Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Investor Financing Podcast. Today's show is a Q&A session, and we have Bill here. He's going to read some of the questions we got today. So stay tuned, and remember, you can go to investorfinancingpodcast.com/ask, and you can type in your questions, and we'll answer them on one of our future episodes. So thanks so much, and let's get started.
All right, this one comes from John. He says, "Hi, Beau. I'm evaluating some dumpster type franchise businesses. I like this one so far. It's called Redbox Plus Dumpsters. Basically, there are some franchise startup costs like buying a truck and some dumpsters. It looks like the initial cost will be about $700,000. Looking to you for guidance on how much down payment I would need and what type of SBA loan to apply for. Thanks."
All right, John. So Redbox Plus is, I believe, on the approved directory. So that means it's been listed as an approved franchise. It hasn't been approved, meaning it hasn't been vetted by SBA, but that is on the list. So it means it's SBA eligible. So basically, it sounds like the total project cost is around $700,000, $750,000 in between there. So, and usually you got to check, because they're going to, like, when you get all the items from the disclosures and the information from the franchisor, they're going to kind of itemize what the anticipated expenses will be and the startup costs. So you want to make sure you're building in the working capital, because it might be $700,000 of just those costs, but not any operating capital. So we're going to come up with once you go through your business plan, they usually have like a templated business plan that you can use from somebody else or from that franchisor. So we're going to come up with a total sources and uses, a total project cost. And SBA banks that work, SBA bank, I mean, that are PLP lenders, they're direct lenders, and approved to underwrite the SBA programs in-house, they're going to lend typically anywhere from 80 to 90% of total project costs. Each bank is different. And remember, on a business like this is going to be a collateral shortfall, so they will look for additional collateral. So if you own a primary house or any rental properties, they could look to put a lien on those properties with SBA financing. So in other episodes that you've seen, the first thing we do is we check it's on the directory. That's always the plus. We look to see how many units there are, meaning if it's like one or two and it's a startup franchise, not as many banks like those. So what I do is facilitate the transaction by helping you put together the whole plan, getting the projections right, getting all that stuff. I don't actually do the projections for you, but I do have templates for you. And usually the good thing about the franchise concepts are that they already have a lot of all this laid out for you, because they've done this over and over again. So it makes putting together your financing package easier. And then what we do is we help you identify a bank that likes that franchise concept, or maybe has funded similar franchises. So some banks like certain sectors in the franchise space, and some are more generous. They'll do all types of franchise financing. So basically 10 to 20% of total project costs. And I forgot, was there a specific question, Bill, on that? I can't remember now.
Yeah, he's just looking for guidance on how much down payment he would need and what type of SBA loan to apply for.
Got it. Sorry, I went on a tangent, John. But 10 to 20%, obviously, it's going to depend not only on the franchise, but it's going to be depending on your credit worthiness, your credit score, your financial status. Are you going to keep a W-2 job? Do you have ongoing income? Because it's a collateral shortfall, they're going to look for additional collateral. If you have a house with $500,000 of equity in it, you start becoming a very good borrower. So then, it's easier to get these type of loans approved, really, right? So the SBA guidelines say that they have to look for additional collateral, but if you don't have it, then you don't have it. But maybe that bank won't approve your loan, right? So, but there are banks out there that underwrite specifically to the SOP, meaning they don't overlay anything. A lot of the banks I work with are that way. Why? Because they're more flexible, and they're going to underwrite, and they're not going to overlay. And that's the real key. So 10 to 20% down. I'm happy to book a call with you and kind of walk you through the process. But basically, we got to figure out total project costs. And you fill out a few forms like a financial statement, Form 413. If you own any existing businesses, we need debt schedules and financials on those existing businesses. And we need your personal tax returns. That's really all you need in a Form 1919. There might be one or two like bank type documents, but that's all we need initially. Obviously, the franchise disclosure document and the franchise documents from the franchisor, but it's really not that labor intensive as most people make out. So hope I answered your question, kind of rambled on. Thanks for the question, John.
Hi, this is Beau, host of the Investor Financing Podcast. Are you a real estate investor with properties and you're trying to figure out how to refinance or grow your existing real estate business? Need some clarity and a game plan for moving forward? I'm offering a free strategy call where we dive deep on your real estate investing goals. I'll help you come up with a strategic finance plan that will help you get to where you want to go. Whether you've got a portfolio of 30 properties or you're starting out with your first property, I have a framework that has helped many investors grow. If you're interested, book a call below in the Calendly link. Hey guys, Beau here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.